I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. And we are honored to be joined by Zephyra Chordis. Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
I am Zephyra Chordis, diva of nature and song, and I stream primarily on Irium US. I'm one of their founding streamers. I am here and there, some other places, but mainly Irium, and it's very nice to meet everyone.
Yeah, it was. I'm glad you were able to come on. I've seen some of your stuff. I'm like, yeah, they've got a good personality for this. I'm going to get them on. I'm going to try and drag all of the energy away from them as much as possible. That's not really the reason why I'm doing this, but so when did you get started with content creating?
So I started content creation about 10 years ago.
Whoa, okay.
So I've been doing content creation before VTubing.
Yeah.
I did video format, I did song covers, specifically converting Japanese songs into English songs.
Yeah.
And I uploaded them, made the videos myself, did the mixing, all that thing for like so many years. And then I discovered VTubing, and now I'm here.
Well, that wrapped up in a hurry.
I know. There's like a little bit of a segue onto that.
Yeah.
Like, so before Zephyra, right?
Yeah.
I did get into streaming here and there, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to stream games, chatting, karaoke. There's a lot of different categories in the VTubing sphere. I feel like everyone kind of does their own thing.
Right.
And then I went on with Irium, and I realized that I really do like primarily like just yapping at people 24/7.
Yeah.
I think that is my personal strong suit, and I feel like, you know, it's something I've really enjoyed, actually.
Yeah.
So despite my history in doing covers, streaming games, I feel like where I am right now is like it's been very fun.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm happy.
So what you're saying is you have a lot more talent than we do. So
I'll share some. Don't worry, it's fine.
Oh,
It's
how nice of you to do that for us.
So benevolent as a goddess, you know.
That's true. Well, I mean, you know, it takes a lot of courage, as far as I can figure out, to not only sing, but to want to and have the guts to show it to other people. Have you always been a singing type of person?
This is like a yes and no question. So I've always loved singing. Like, personally, I've always loved music. I've always been drawn to it since I was like very young, right? Like I've always enjoyed singing, but mostly like to myself, right?
Right.
The real you're exactly right. It does take a lot of like, it takes a lot of courage to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I always encourage other people to just, you know, taking the first step is like the hardest. And it was for me too. Like, I remember uploading covers. When I recorded things before, I didn't have a setup. I used a Rock Band mic, and I recorded from my speakers the karaoke tracks.
Yeah.
And I just like full sent it, recorded over it in one take, just uploaded it.
Man.
Which I think a lot of people would cringe at, me included nowadays. But I think it did help. Yeah, it did help to build my confidence, but it definitely isn't easy, and I still struggle with especially during like events or like live events. I still struggle with like stage fright and stuff like that. It's still like still there.
Well, I mean, I think everybody has a little bit of that. Even the ones
right?
Even the ones who walk out there and their knees don't knock together every time they see somebody in the audience, like mine would.
It's all about how you handle it.
Yeah.
You can be afflicted by anything, but especially with like stage fright or like stage presence, getting used to like hearing yourself, it's all like your reaction, you know, and it's adjusting. It's a lot of adjusting.
For me, it's trying to get away as fast as possible. That's my reaction. Get it over with. Get
You're
off the
covering your
stage.
ears. You're like, please,
Yes.
no more.
Looking for that hook to bring me off the stage. Please, please get me out of here. I'm better than I was, obviously, but for someone to get out there and well, singing is a different animal than doing a speech and all this stuff. You're really kind of putting it out there for other people to fire their arrows at.
Yeah.
And it's not all going to be bells and whistles and fun. Have you had to deal with the slings and arrows every once in a while?
Every once in a while, yeah, every once in a while. I think also, like, with just the scope of, like, how widespread things are, like, nowadays, like, you upload something, and, like, maybe not in my case, but in the general rule of thumb, like, thousands of people could see that, theoretically, right?
Right.
And everyone has an opinion.
Yes, that is very true.
Which is a good thing.
Yes.
It's a good thing, but, yeah, I've run into a few things where I'm like, this is an agree to disagree situation, but I must endure.
Yes.
I'm very much like an enduring type of person where, sometimes I've been sad or whatever about it, but it's just someone on the internet, It can't stop you from doing what you enjoy doing at the end of the day, or you can't let it stop you.
Yeah.
But I've been in a couple situations where I'm like,
Yeah. Wow, that was rather personal.
Yeah, exactly.
Why did you go there, Mr. Person? Do that.
I know, like, well, who hurt you?
Yeah. Well, it's a thing, it's there's so many things you can explain away the bad acts of other people or just, stupid things, and there's just people who like to throw dirt in your Cheerios. That's all there is to it. And that's how they enjoy themselves. And too bad for them. They don't get to enjoy things like normal people would.
Exactly. I mean, everyone has hobbies, but
get a different one.
Different one, real.
than that one. But so it took a while for you to have was it confidence to record and sing, because you weren't doing it in like a choir or anything. So
I did do choir. I did do choir, but that was after the online thing. I think for me, the reason why I started making content was to build confidence. Like, I felt like I wanted to put something out there and like share it with other people, but it was like back then, especially, it was like a smaller scope. Like, only people who were like fans of the anime or like Vocaloid or whatever would see it, right? It's not like people outside of that sphere didn't really see it that much. I think.
Yeah, and if you didn't watch that particular anime and you hear a song and you the people who are listening to it are going to just think of it as a song rather than associate it with a certain anime. So it takes a lot of the background away from it, and the song still has to be good enough for them to listen to. Exactly. Yeah, and that's what happens. I haven't watched a whole lot of anime, especially new anime. I'm an old man, and my anime I watched was like Fist to the North Star.
Oh, well, that's a good one though.
It's a very old one, and then, even then it was on I think Cinemax once a week, and it wasn't placed in order, and I didn't really understand what was going on. But it's to be able to sing those songs. First of all, do you know the language?
I am not very good at Japanese. I did take Japanese for like 3 years.
Well,
so
I mean,
I'm a little like, but you have to take into account 3 years is like you're still in kindergarten, basically, right? You're like a 3-year-old running around. That's how much knowledge you get. And I'm not very studious. I wouldn't consider myself a very studious person, so I don't think I really benefited from it as much as I probably could have.
Oh my!
But
I mean, did you at least get where to accent the words and that sort of thing?
That's okay. That's what I was gonna say. That's what it really actually did help me.
Yeah.
Like with on top of like obviously like being exposed to like Japanese media like fan dubs, etc. You hear how everything's pronounced, but
right.
it did help me With pronunciation, I could read katakana, I can read hiragana, and that's like for now, that's enough. So it did help, but I'm not fluent in Japanese or anything. I could pick up maybe like a couple things, but um, I've been able to get by, but it definitely is a unique challenge when you're like singing
Mm.
in like a language you're unfamiliar with,
Yeah,
right?
especially one where it seems to me, and even with 3 years, you know infinitely more about it than I do. But it seems to me that Japanese might be one of those languages where if you accented the wrong thing, the word changes.
I think so. Even sometimes accidentally like adding an extra additional noise or anything like that could like give it a whole nother meaning
Yeah,
or whatever, or
yeah,
like take away the meaning, right?
yeah. And I envy anybody who can speak more than one language because I love words and I love to be able to describe something exactly the way it's presented in front of me. And English doesn't seem to have enough words sometimes. And sometimes there's only languages. There's only in Japanese there are things that are very specific and have a word for it that you wouldn't find in any other language, which makes me angry that I don't know them.
That's right,
Yeah.
right. That's like I think a Japanese word is what is it? I'm gonna look it up so I don't get it wrong. But it's a good example of
Yeah.
this.
It's like words for specific situations um and it just I end up having to use allegories and like this, like that, to describe things, and it drives people crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Okay, the word is natsukashi, which just means nostalgic, right?
yeah.
Like we have the word nostalgic, but apparently it's like just the feeling of like being nostalgic, like, but it has like a lot of different meanings in
Mm,
Japanese. It feels like every time someone's explained it to me,
yeah, yeah.
because I feel like nostalgic is good enough, but then I'm like, maybe we could like invent more words.
Yeah,
Truly,
yeah. But added to it. No, we just like reusing the same words again.
in different contexts,
That's right.
yeah.
That's right. And
English is similar to Japanese in that way.
yeah,
If you say the wrong word in the wrong time, sometimes it means something completely different.
yeah, yeah. Radio folks find that out very early.
Mm.
And sometimes when they're teenagers, and it haunts them for a while. Not that it happened to me much. Um,
Not speaking from too much personal
no,
experience.
no, no. And they didn't fire me for it, which was nice.
That's
um,
always a bonus. You don't want to
yes,
get fired.
yes. At age 18, it's not a good time to be fired from radio. Um, the so knowing that and getting into the songs that are basically Japanese, does it take you a while to get the lyrics down, or are you able to sound them out and have them ready to go quicker than you might normally?
I think for me personally, obviously it depends on how familiar you are with the song, right? If it's a brand new song, so I'm just gonna the scenario, it's a brand new song, and I've only heard it maybe like a little bit, like
Hmm.
pass in passing. It does take a long time for like the pronunciation sometimes, especially. I try to my process in doing it is just doing the melody first and then worrying about the words later. I do this even with like English songs
Uh-huh.
because I just feel like if you don't know the melody, the words are just so much harder.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
then you're like your brain is working in two different compartments and like working overtime, and I don't have a lot of brain cells left. Okay, so I'm have to like use them efficiently,
when you
but
start
it can present a unique challenge. Yeah,
when you start hearing the dial tone up there, like
I
like
know, right?
they like a empty chamber in a gun. Click, click, click. There are no bullets left.
Exactly.
But I also like to hear a lot of songs these days that have both English and Japanese lyrics. Um, it's I know to some people it's kind of jarring when it happens, but to me it just means that whoever has wrote these lyrics really wants to do it right. And sometimes it just doesn't rhyme in English. It rhymes in Japanese, or it the
Exactly.
and it just seems to work. And if you're lucky enough to have the closed captioning, you know exactly what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's very interesting because I don't know if it's like I don't know if it's specifically because like there's more of like some people like attribute more English lyrics and songs to like a more overseas audience.
Hmm.
Personally, I don't really attribute it to that. I think it's like maybe the reverse of what we were talking about, where like there's just some phrases in like English that obviously like they hit different or they like strike a different kind of like emotion.
Hmm.
Maybe that might fit whatever setting the song is for or whatever the artist is trying to do, right?
Right.
And obviously they just sound better and maybe rhyme better. So
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's like a really cool trend though, and it makes it more makes it easier for me.
Yeah.
There's English.
Just really hit those 3 or 4 English words in there.
The rest is whatever. You can
Yeah.
just wing it.
Just sing them real soft. That way they know people don't know. Then turn the mix up high. People won't know the difference. Just
Exactly.
but for someone now, I mean, how so from the first time you did a cover to now? I'm not going to ask you how many years it was because it's a few. But how much more confident are you now if you heard a song that you wanted to cover and you wanted to get it done than you were when you first, put the Radio Shack recorder up to the speakers?
The Radio Shack recorder is so real. um I feel like I'm a lot more confident, but there's also like over time this is like a three-part answer, right?
Go ahead.
The short answer, I'll do the short answer and then I'll elaborate.
Mm.
So the short answer is I feel a lot more confident. Obviously, I have a better audio setup. I have more experience. I have more vocal experience, of course. Like since then, I didn't have any vocal training or like choir or anything. I didn't have any like formal training.
Right.
I just kind of like sang into a microphone. So obviously, having all that, I feel a lot more confident, and I feel like it takes me less time, and I feel like I can sit down and be like, I want to record this, and I'm willing to put in like the effort to do it now without feeling like, oh, this won't be worth it because it might be bad, right? I used to think like that a lot, where like I'm like I don't even want to try it because it's not going to be up to my standard. But perfect is unattainable. So yeah, and then the bigger, I guess the continued answer is even from when I first debuted as Zephyra, which is we're coming up on almost a year, a year on the 15th.
Yeah, by the way, that's a big
time flies.
That's a big date for people should remember. By the way, there's a whole special on it we did the other day.
I don't know. I don't know what date it is.
A certain company is having a big day coming up.
Oh
yes.
Yes. I was like, is there another thing?
No.
I think. Yeah, if you guys don't know, it's a very, very, very special day. It's Irium's 1-year anniversary since their US launch. Wow.
Yes.
And my debut, like a bunch of other people's debuts, our debut dates, so a 1-year anniversary. So if you guys like 1-year anniversary streams, that is the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there'll be like a big Irium concert too. So
which
very
is exciting.
Yeah,
that's going to be something else because there's first of all there's a lot of work done on this, folks. That this is not your typical let's put on a show, okay? There's a lot of strings to tie and cats to chase and and
exactly. It's a lot of months planning that will like accumulate, like it'll like be really good. So look forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't have the words, but
Yeah. Well, say it in Japanese.
But as I was saying, like even since I debuted in Irium, I had taken a really long vocal hiatus before that, and I wasn't really sure, like, whether I wasn't really confident at that point. I had reached a point where I wasn't like super confident. But since then, I feel like all the events I've participated in, covers I've done, like recently, etc. Even though there hasn't been too many, and then also like all the karaoke streams I've done, I feel like a lot more confident.
Yeah.
So it feels like a lot easier to sit down and knock out a project because I have the years of experience plus the year of extremely unique experience as a VTuber.
Yes. Yeah. It's
Yeah, like
that's
under my wing. So
that's something that 5 years ago I imagined we were like, what?
no clue,
Yeah.
no clue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you were doing some content creation, but the concept, especially the way Irium is doing it, wasn't around. Um, and
No, if you told me that I could start my phone and watch a little anime guy in my phone like talk at me, like that, it's a it's a
yeah,
foreign concept.
immediately, by the way, which is a little scary because sometimes I get answers before I even type the thing out. Like, I haven't sent the question yet. Hey, wait a second here. Yeah, but it's still there's still a lot of things that are going to be done with Irium, I think, in the future, and folks,
Oh, of course, yeah.
it's going to be there. More and more people are going to be drawn to that as not just to be a part in the audience, but be streamers as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
There's a lot of people that were in my audience on Irium that now are streamers, and
yeah,
I'm like very happy for them. I'm very
yeah,
happy to see them start their streaming journey and like discover all this stuff to do
yeah,
and like find like genuine joy in doing it. It makes me happy. Like
yeah.
it's like watching my kid grow up. It's like it's like weird,
No,
but I feel proud of them. Yeah.
it makes absolute sense. It really does because here you kind of whether I think I'm pretty sure you realize it. You get to be um, their inspiration for that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you're like inspiring young people to quit their jobs and become streamers.
Maybe not the first part. Please focus on her financial stability.
Nope. Everybody quit their jobs.
You guys, quit your job now and become a streamer.
Sell all your stocks and just buy microphones, okay?
Put all your eggs in one basket.
That's
I
right.
think it's a really good idea.
And then sell the basket and go from there. So when you upgraded your equipment, you went from the Radio Shack microphone, which is an in joke for anybody who's used a microphone, by the way. If you don't know, Radio Shack microphones.
Yeah, exactly.
You're basically made with paper mache. Um, so do you have a microphone now that has the big dynamic range, or do you use a regular talking microphone?
I'm not familiar with audio,
Oh,
regardless of what I do.
yeah,
But I do have XLR mic, and
yeah,
it is like I think it's a dynamic mic.
yeah.
I think it's what it is.
There's a lot of people who get started, or well, not a lot of people, but some people get started and immediately start in on the equipment and buying just the most expensive stuff you can, and they overdo it. And when they find out a month later it's not for them, you don't need the best microphone in the world if you're just going to talk.
No, exactly. And I think it's something definitely to work towards. Like if you really find passion, like streaming, just doing like even what you do, like interviewing people, like podcasts, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
If you genuinely feel like you like that, like then you can invest. I mean, your Discord calls will sound really fancy, like even if you choose to give up, I guess. But
Yes. You have really fancy Discord calls.
you'll sound like the streamer in the Discord call, I guarantee. But
I put business
I don't
cards
think
out.
it's necessary. I used a USB mic I used obviously a really bad mic, and then I used a USB mic for all the way up until I joined Irium, and I finally made the jump to XLR and like an interface and
Yeah.
all that stuff, cables. I'm like, oh my god, that's
Yeah.
so much to learn. I'm like, what do all these dials do?
I think
But
people ought to know that the USB microphone is one that plugs into a USB port, basically.
yes,
And an
yes,
XLR has, there's prongs and there's male and female ends to put together. There's
yeah. It has. You have to have instead of just plugging it into your computer, you have to buy an interface which
Yes.
powers the microphone and
Yes.
is powered by your computer. It's like if I really wanted like pepperoni pizza,
Mhm.
but like I didn't have any pepperoni, and then like finally I got the pepperoni. That's how I describe the interface.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
We're here.
the
I was
X-
eating cheese pizza for so many years.
Yes. Yeah. So it's a little like the old days of hooking up a video game where you had the three lines that came out into the old analog
Oh yeah,
televisions,
like
and then you
the
had
video cables.
yeah, and now you just have maybe one cable that handles everything. That's what this kind of is like. It is an upgrade basically, but um,
Hmm.
the whole big thing is that dynamic range because you as a singer you need to go higher and lower and you don't want to sound like you're yelling down an old handheld phone. Um, for somebody like me who talks in one tone all the time, um, I only need a certain range. Um, one thing, if I started to sing, the entire internet would collapse. Secondly, um, we want to try to save as many people's
It's
ears
never
as
too late.
possible.
It's never
Yeah,
too late.
it will be if I sing. Yeah, it'll be too late for everybody. Um, but the you don't have to go all out on that to start with. But there are a few things you can do. Um, Sound buffing in the room you're using makes a difference. Um, so, and a lot of people were singing underneath blankets in their closet. Was that you?
Um, I never did that. Well, I think maybe I did do that at some point. I think my thing that I used to do is I just bought a bunch of acoustic panels and I like glued them to a cardboard box.
Perfect.
And and also instead of having a pop filter, I used to put a sock over my mic
That works.
because I didn't have any money for a pop filter. I didn't know where to buy them
Yeah.
because they weren't like it was like an era where like if you went on the internet, it's not as easy to buy things
Right.
like as it is now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, this works, I guess.
Yeah. It's
So
exactly
it's never bad.
It's
The
really the
blanket's a
same
great
thing.
solution.
Yeah.
It's actually top tier.
Yeah. There's what you did is absolutely perfect. It's if
Exactly.
I mean
Works.
that
As long as it works.
yeah, it works. The sound people think, well, you're just putting up pieces of carpet. No, it's science. I can't explain it, but people who are engineers
Acoustics.
can.
Acoustics.
It's acoustics, and it will actually sound a lot better. If you want to hear different, try recording something with a piece of glass in front of you, and then record it with a piece of carpet in front of you, and you will know the difference.
That's interesting. I've never thought about doing that. I
Yeah.
feel like that would actually explain it like very well to just do that.
Yeah, because glass is terrible with it, and which is why studios have talk studios do have glass, but there's special types of stuff, and they make sure it's not directly in. There's a lot of things involved in it that way above my pay grade at the time. But you don't really have. And the thing is too with Irium is that you don't need to have a microphone at all.
No, you don't. I do. I do have one, but you don't actually have to. You can just use your phone microphone, which is incredible to me, and it sounds great. Like
Yeah.
I see all these people using their phone microphone. It sounds like just like I'm watching a stream on YouTube
Yeah,
because
yeah.
phone technology for microphones is so good.
Oh
now.
yeah, phone and camera technology is solid. Sure, better than the 1980s for crying out loud. To try to
No, much better. Yeah.
trying to do this in the 1980s, it would not work because it would have to be over phone lines and satellites. It would cost $1 million, and it would have sounded and been horrible all the way from start to finish. Watch
Even
it.
in the early '90s, like God forbid you try to use the internet for anything. Truly.
Yeah.
God forbid someone gets a phone call. It's over. It's over for
Get your
you.
dial-up going for it. we had to set up our local internet had 2 speeds of dial-up, and you could tell which speed you got by the sound of the modem when you dialed it in. So you'd hang up and keep going until you got the faster dial-up speed.
That's so funny. That's actually hilarious.
That's how our internet used to be, kids.
A bygone era. I'm glad that era's over.
Yeah, it's
Truly.
by and gone. For thankfully. So have you got, now that you've been in it for a year now, you've seen the sites, you know exactly what it's all about now, this particular type of streaming. Do you have you set any goals for yourself as an Irium streamer?
I think for me personally, I, as an Arium streamer, I want to like work on. I don't know if connecting is the right word, but I definitely want to work on like expanding my content range, like within vertical streaming. There's so many things, as you were saying earlier, like there's so many things that you could do with like vertical streaming. I'm like a big fan of like variety shows and trivia. I know my friend Orpheus Nephilim. He did a trivia with his community on Arium,
right?
Which was like, and like he did it with other VTubers as well. Like I see things like that, and it makes me like really want to like do these kind of like community events or like things where I can include other people on the platform,
right?
And kind of like, I think streaming is a place where it's better shared, a shared environment for me personally.
Yeah, and it can be done on Arium. You might have to jerry rig a couple things to do it,
but it's very possible.
It is
very, very, very possible.
It is possible, and the technology in the U.S. has still only been here for a few months, a year. There's a lot of things going on, and a lot of things that will be innovated in the next several years and keep going as more and more people get involved. One thing I think would work really well is somebody to do an interview show.
I think that'd be very good, actually, as well. Yeah,
I think somebody could do that, and it'll be live, and you could take the questions from the folks who come in on chat, but it would work, I think.
I think it would work. I think it definitely would work
with the right host. Which I'm pointing at you. You'd be a good host for it. You do it.
Me?
Yes.
Me? Oh, I'm terrible. I'm terrible at interviews. Terrible. God awful. I hate asking questions. I like answering questions, but I hate asking. Well, I guess the audience would do that, huh?
Yeah, the audience would do that.
I could be like, okay, I'll put you guys in the gladiator pit.
Yeah.
Make up some questions.
And one thing too with it is that you could have like live singing performances on the show. With guests.
Oh, that's true. Like a guest. Oh, that's actually a really good idea. Yeah. I might steal that. I might steal your idea.
Go right ahead. That's perfectly fine. I am far too tired to do anything about them, so you go ahead. Actually, we should, if it's okay with you, we should feature one of your covers right here, right now.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine.
So, which one would you like us to play?
You could play the Simple Folds cover.
I think so.
It's by Pat. It's Simple Folds is a song by Patterns.
Yeah.
He is a very good music composer. Does a lot of VTube original music, and I think he's done music for games as well as his own original music as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's a song I really like. It has like a good meaning to me, so I covered it. But yeah Simple Folds.
There it is, right now on Eric Loy Interviews.
Memorized, analyzed what has yet to be, lost in the fabric of the arms that I can see. A simple fold that I've told myself to erase. I wish it was not the only hope that I could chase. Engraved in future cravings, a glimpse of idealizing. So tell me why the gentle folds of yours caress my soul till morning. I have expectations set that I need you for healing. The mist is softness now, the breeze of your existence. Was it all my fault that it's all for naught? The fear is such that I'd much rather forget, faking a smile that I've performed without an end. This gentle touch that I'd much rather omit, assuming that I could give as much as I pretend. engraved in memories fading. Tired of reminiscing. November's grasp is reaching.
Well, there you heard it, and Zephyra's cover of Simple Folds. I think I'm getting it right. What made you choose that one?
For me, Simple Folds is like kind of a song that like I find the meaning of it is very important. The meaning of the song is kind of like it's like getting over something. I think specifically with the song, it's like getting over some sort of breakup or something. But I like the meaning of the song being like those experiences like stick with you like folds in your clothing, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's like very true for a lot of different things. Also, it's a beautiful song. I love the producer as well. Just very talented.
Yeah.
So that's why I like it mostly.
Yeah. Is that how you choose your songs to sing, or are there other factors involved in it?
It depends. I think a lot of songs I just pick because I like how they sound, but I also, having done like, I said earlier that I had in the past done like English versions of like Japanese songs. I think in that case, and I've done like a couple little like snippets back into that, like, you know, this year. But I think for me, it's either it has to sound really good or I have to like really like the meaning of the song. It's like one or the other, and it's not like weighed in either direction. Those are just like the two factors. Sometimes there's a song that'll be really hard to sing, but I really like the meaning, so I'll like still try to do it anyway.
Yeah, it's hard to explain when it just has to hit the sweet spot sometimes.
Exactly. Yeah. it is hard to explain.
Yeah, when something like that, there's not a formula, and it's 40% I like it, 45%.
No, it's just I'm like, wow, I like this little song. Okay, we'll learn it.
Yeah. Well, that's the way it should be for everybody in music, I think. If you know, I'm a bit of a snob in some types of music that I'll listen to or not listen to, but right off the bat. But once I hear it, if I like it, I like it, and I don't necessarily have to pigeonhole it into anything, you know.
Exactly. It's just like I think music is very much about like the initial feeling you get when you hear things, or like when you're working on things. It's like a similar thing, right? You like you just enjoy it, so it's fun.
Yeah,
and like nice to listen to.
So, would you say that that type of music that you covered is your favorite type of music overall, or do you have a different type?
Like in terms of listening to or singing, because it's a different answer depending.
Listening first, and then singing.
Listening, I feel like, I like kind of like songs that have like soft melodies, like EDM. I also like really dramatic songs as well, but like I like songs that have a lot of like they highlight the vocals, so like usually softer songs. So Simple Folds is kind of like a slower song, despite it being like not traditionally like a classical song or anything like that.
Right.
So that's usually the music I enjoy, is like I call easy listening, you know?
Yeah.
Easy listening.
Yeah.
R&B, like, you know, jazz, classical, easy listening.
Yes. There's a lot. You're covering a lot of area, obviously there, but that's good.
Yeah.
People should listen to it.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the singing part,
for singing, I prefer to sing jazz. Actually, that is When I did vocal lessons, I did vocal lessons for classical singing.
Yeah.
So for opera, like classical songs, Broadway, and I didn't really ever get to do jazz, but I've always enjoyed like the vocal freedom in jazz, and like I really felt like it suits my voice, and it's very fun to sing.
Yeah.
It's not always the easiest, but it's very, very fun to sing. So personally, I like jazz singing, singing jazz a lot more than other genres.
you really get to let it fly in jazz if you get the right
Exactly.
song. And there's so many different ways to play and sing so many different jazz standards, let alone the ones that people haven't heard all the time. Would
Exactly.
you say you're more Ella Fitzgerald or more like the rest of us?
I do enjoy me some Ella Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
I feel like her vocal power is not really what I have in my wheelhouse, but it's very, very impressive, and I love listening to her. There's a lot of very good jazz singers, though, male and female, and also a lot of there's actually like new jazz coming out, which is like, I think people think of jazz as a very old genre.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's only like the jazz standards and that's it, right?
Right.
But no, people are reinventing the genre every day, and like whether Japanese, there's tons of Japanese jazz songs. I follow a lot of good Japanese jazz singers as well.
Absolutely. A lot of this, I would throw some of the city pop into that. There's a lot of
city pop.
There's a lot of jazz, and I really like that. I just like, well, that's really. I could just put that on in the background for the next 20 hours.
I know. City pop is so pleasant to listen to.
Yeah. Yeah, the Japanese folks have come up with a lot of different takes on things like the jazz and hip hop and now metal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What I realized, I saw this is actually related.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there's a Japanese version of Careless Whispers, but there is.
Oh.
It's by a city pop singer.
Oh, well, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
If it's going to be somebody, it's going to be.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You found it, but how did you find it? Were you listening to it and it just kind of like, that's.
I was listening to. I actually was like listening to city pop already.
Yeah.
And then it just popped up, and I'm like, huh, is this like real? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's actually like a recorded, labeled like cover in Japanese, just like from a long time ago, I guess. So I'm like, okay,
that's cool. Yeah, I've been listening to some bands from Japan that cover Steely Dan songs, which that's my wheelhouse. There, the late 70s, early 80s, and they're to a T. They're absolutely to a T. And I can see the actual band playing it, even listening to it. It's really something to see that sort of thing. And now, with the way the internet is going, with VTubing and all these other things, the world is not only getting much smaller, but for the individual, it's getting much bigger. For instance, you can talk to somebody with Irium on the other side of the United States, which makes your world bigger, but it also makes it smaller because you can talk to somebody just by picking up a microphone.
I know, you don't have to like go anywhere.
Yeah, and it doesn't cost an arm and a leg like it did in the 80s to do something like that. It's amazing the amount of people that are still going to find VTubing and enjoy it in the future.
Exactly. I think that's like the most exciting part about it is like there's just new people all the time, and like there's like even big people I've never heard of like ever, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm just discovering this person for the first time, and I feel like for me that is like a joy I get to experience often, and I'm like, yay, more people.
If you don't find something you like, and I'll say it for the millionth time, you don't find something you like in VTubing or in content creation in general, you ain't looking. There's something.
No, you definitely aren't looking hard enough. Yeah. There's definitely someone for everyone.
Yeah, and Irium, by the way, has so many different people doing different things. It's from different backgrounds. I like the fact that they're not pigeonholing themselves right away in just getting certain people, certain this and that. It's all over the place, which is the diversity is good.
Exactly. Yeah. There's people who do traditional VTubing content, obviously tabletop RPG content. Like it's like I've seen people talking about like the most obscure things
Hmm.
on there, and I'm like, it's so interesting because that's their life experience, and they're like, that's what made them the person that they are, and they're choosing to like channel that into streaming and like share it with other people
Yeah.
who may or may not have the same interests, which was like, you know, you get people into it and then you can like connect with people who like had that similar experience to you.
Now that you've been doing it for a while, and you look on what you're doing now, do you still have that wonder of what is actually happening, and how your potential audience is 99% of the American public, and um, coming from the person who didn't sing that much before before a certain time, didn't go through all the classes. Now you can sing for all these people if you wanted to. You've come a long way.
Yeah, it's weird to look back in retrospectively, like identify that and be like, wow, it's true. I don't really sit down and think about it. That's interesting to think about. I know. I guess I'm like a in the present kind of person, like a lot of the time, right? I feel like sometimes you get caught up going forward,
Yeah.
that you forget to look back, and I think it's important to do that because it is true.
Yeah. Well,
It's true. I never thought there would be a day that people would like want to hear me sing, like really honestly. But
well, there's a lot of people want to
here
hear
we are.
singing, and folks
Exactly.
heard why a little while ago. You'll be able to get that. By the way, is that up on YouTube right now?
For
Your song that we covered here.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll have the description of the links for Zephyra stuff in the description for this interview. Thank you so much for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure talking with you and finding out more
No,
about
thank
you.
you so much, Eric, for having me as well. I've
Absolutely.
never done like a radio type format interview, so I was like a little nervous, but obviously you're a great interviewer.
Well,
You had a lot of great questions, so I
it-
appreciate you taking the time.
it's always the guest, and you got to have an interviewer who is interested in it. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Exactly.
and
Yeah, exactly.
I am a person with too much curiosity for my own good.
That's a good thing. Some people stop learning and stop being curious. I think it's always a good thing to be curious.
Yeah, depends on what you're curious in.
I guess. Yeah, okay, that's very true. That is very, very true.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.